Testing, testing. Oh yeah, we in there. Let's roll. It do. It's your boy Kobe Rise and Rise. You did. So today's topic we got going on is: are you procrastinating? You procrastinating, bro? Yeah, man. I just want to make sure I give a shout out to the risers, man. I appreciate everybody doing their thing, they working out. You feel me? They get into the bag. So, I want to make sure I give a shout out to y'all, man. Y'all keep doing your thing. Y'all keep rocking out. You feel me? 30-day challenge. The 30-day challenge is coming up really soon. We're still recording it. You feel me? So, like I said, it's gonna be for free for 2023. Free for 2023. You dig? So we're about to come at this thing real hard. So let's see what everybody got going on right now. We're gonna share it to the page. Share it out to the page real quick. What's up, man? How y'all doing, man? How y'all feeling? How you feeling? How you feeling, people? You know what I'm saying? My day was really well. My day was really well. Had a few things going on at work, Um, I got some well needed rest this week, man, for sure. So, you know, I think everybody needs their rest. Everybody. Yes, sir. I mean, shout out to the Rise and Rise Academy, man. You did. So we got the plaque. You did. That's how you know we're official. Once you get that plaque, man, you know it's ready. You know what I'm saying? It's all on board. You did. And man, PC looking good. PC running nice and well. So yeah, that's how we doing it. That's how we doing it. But yeah, you did. Waiting on showtime right now. You feel me? And we'll go ahead and get started. You dig what I'm saying? You dig what I'm saying? How y'all living? How you living? How you purpose? How you purpose? We just go ahead and get everything ready for when showtime pull up. You feel me? And man, just to kind of give everybody just a breakthrough, man. When it comes to procrastination, and we've talked about procrastination before. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna go a little bit more in depth. So just to give everybody just an idea of what procrastination really means, it's delaying or postponing an action. Putting something off. Honestly, so a lot of times we put off um, the workouts. Sometimes we put off our health and wellness. Sometimes we put off a lot of that stuff, man, and we give a lot of excuses. You dig? We push it off because there's other things that are higher priority. You dig? And we don't necessarily get what we want because a lot of us procrastinate. You dig? And that's one thing that that we've been talking a lot about. So I just want to give a different take on procrastination. And to have people stop postponing the inevitable or stop postponing um, your priorities. And I think what it is once you start prioritizing your fitness and your wellness and your eating methods, um, when you prioritize it and when you live in this, it's a lot easier and it's a lot less likely that you'll procrastinate. So, you got to stop living in fear. It is a different change, and honestly, fear can keep you stuck in a cycle, in defeating and frustration. So you know what you need to do, but you don't do it, and then it starts to defeat you, and start getting frustrated, and it's like, dang, I should have been started, you know. So what I'm looking at is, instead of just being fearful about it, just be use that fear as more so like an upside. And what I would say is determine for you procrastinating. I would say determine the source of your procrastination. That's I believe is my number one thing. You dig? Try to find that out. Try to find out that source. Find out where it's coming from. That's stopping you from um, getting to the action right now. Because this reason will cause you this distress. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just brainstorm it. Figure out why you're procrastinating. Get out a piece of paper, and then just write out a list of why you procrastinate. And once you're finished, just kind of what I would do is focus on what is the tangible concerns. You know, it could be a fear that, you know, why you postpone something would be maybe you don't know how to do it. Maybe you don't want to waste your time. Maybe you may get hurt. These are very tangible things. Um, and so you want to give your sense a little bit, well, start giving yourself some control. Write down just some actions that you can take to, prevent a lot of these things from happening. Maybe get a trainer. Um, you know, get a workout plan, get a meal plan. And also just look at some of the intangible things, right? Um, it could be, it's raining outside. You know what I'm saying? It could be like, oh well, stressed out at work. So you'll see little chances like that show up. But you'll also see that a lot of these procrastinations are really deep rooted. You dig? And so a lot of people just tell themselves something just so they won't have to do it, or try to make up an excuse for it. So I would say, do some retrospective, do some self reflection, and determine what that source is, why you're procrastinating in the first place. Because there's more than likely a deep rooted reason why. You might be telling yourself something that's not necessarily true. You did. So those are some of the things that I would say. I mean, there's a lot more that you can even look for this. Excuse me, like recognizing that you control your own destiny. So procrastinating is something that you're choosing to do. So you want to make sure that you control that by understanding and accepting the concept of you have complete control and fulfillment on what you decide to do. Right? Don't let the procrastination control you. You did. It's nothing but an obstacle. That's all it is. Once you determine why you procrastinate in the first place, that's not going to give, so that eliminates the excuse, right? So now to help you kind of assess the power over yourself, um, that's kind of what that does. And then once you don't give it any power, you can now change the story. And this is where you start to take control, change your mindset. You recognize that you have a choice. Now that you've written everything down, um, you can blame the outside sources, whatever. You can blame your emotions, but you can control all of this now. Once you understand that, you can now start taking control of it and you can stop making excuses. There may not be enough time, you go procrastinate. There's always enough time. Excuses, they're confident when you're living in this whole procrastination thing. Oh, I'm too busy. I'm gonna put it off and get some other stuff done first. That's They're doing nothing but bringing you exactly to where you started. So now you're in a cycle of like hold back. So you're not trying to make a change. So just remember that all these things are in your mind. All these things are just in your mind. You dig? So just become more cognizant um, about everything that you're telling yourself. So that way you can dismiss them. So what you do, you can control your thoughts, but when a bad thought comes in, a bad thought comes in. You can choose to either believe it and feel truth about that thought, or you can do something about that thought to say, you know what? Let me do something different. Let me have a different mindset behind that. Another thing is, instead of saying like you should do it, that's where procrastination lives at a lot of times. Change the word should to like you must do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, since we have a choice, let's make this choice an absolute must. Like nothing else matters. You must do this. You know what I'm saying? Sacrifices won't even be a question about this. You dig? And all excuses go out the window. All excuses go out the window when you make this a must. You'll do whatever it takes at this point. You'll do anything and everything that it takes to get to this point. You dig? So even the most successful people, you dig, they feel like they procrastinate too. But here's the difference. Rather than allowing your procrastination to creep in and just take away your dreams, know the price that you pay if you give in to that procrastination and the vision. Every ounce of energy that you focus on, that's way worse than just making this a part of your life to say, I gotta do this. You did living in this whole procrastination is a settlement compromising mindset. You gotta adapt a more positive perspective, a different mindset about it. You did. You don't want to be at 80 years old sitting in the rocking chair looking like, dang, you know what I'm saying? I could have had been in the best shape of my life. I could have been given way more opportunities. You know what I'm saying? I could have been given more money. You know, I would have set myself up for a better life, a better outcome, around better people. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you procrastinate, you tend to kind of attract people who also procrastinate, which they don't get too far. You dig? So understand that every choice you make, you got to live with. Excuse me. So if you decide to not, um, if you decide to give into your procrastination, you got to live with that because now you're passing up on opportunities. You don't want to pass up on an opportunity. I know a lot of people they want to get to a greater, uh, to a better outcome, right? They may not necessarily be happy where they are. Well, once you look at that saying that you must do it, make it to where you have no choice to get into it. Stop procrastination. I was always told if it takes 2 minutes, go ahead and knock it out. Just to knock off something quick and you get to your next goal. Once you check everything off your list, you won't have nothing else to do but say, okay, well, now I got time to work out. So once you start managing your time as well, these things kind of help open you up to say, well, I don't really have a lot on my plate. Maybe I can go work out. You know, and that comes from that also comes with having a growth mindset. You know what I'm saying? Have a belief within yourself. Have a goal beyond your own abilities. So where it you must focus on it and you'll attach yourself to it. Because continuing to live in this whole procrastination and settlement into your own life, thinking about a goal that's like unattainable, you know, that can be a little far reaching and it can make you procrastinate even further. But foster that growth mindset. You did your abilities are very flexible. Your time is very flexible. You can control this and you can make time for it. That's why it's flexible. So let's just say you get faced with a setback, right? You on your goals, you procrastinating on eating right. So it's like, I've been doing good. I might have a donut here. Well, notice that you set yourself back. Now you need to work even harder because you got to catch up and work out further so you can continue in that growth momentum. Have that strategy, adopt a new strategy, give yourself a consequence whenever you pull yourself back. Continue to seek a solution. Okay, boom. We ain't perfect, right? All right. You try to go heavy in the gym. You can't get up as you can't lift that weight up as heavy as you thought you could. All right. Well, what's the alternative? Keep finding a solution. Well, if I can't go heavy, let me just go for a lot of reps. All right. If I can't do, you know, 3, 4 sets of 8, let me just do let me do 8 reps. Let me do 8 sets of, maybe let me do 8 sets of 10. Let me lighten up the weight a little bit so I can get that work in. You dig what I'm saying? I see Showtime in the building, bro.
Yeah,
What's good with
yeah,
it?
yeah. Peace, peace, my brother. I've been
Yes,
catching,
I was going
catching.
in. I was like,
Yeah, man.
yes,
I
sir.
caught all the game. I caught all the game. I know that technology trying to procrastinate won't let me come through and hit my goals. But my apologies for the delay, man. But you hit everything, man. You hit everything I was thinking.
For sure.
Um, Definitely, man. One thing I did want to add, man, was just the severity. When I was thinking procrastination, we spoke earlier during the week. I was like, I wanted to definitely mention some of the things, that was on my heart this week about procrastination. I realized that if you procrastinate long enough, some of these issues and things and concerns that we have, they become really, really severe and we can't change the outcome. You
Hmm.
know, I spoke earlier this week, just kind of about being in our field, man. We see different things. In me, there's always somebody that, I kind of get close to and when they see the doctor, a lot of people like to come to me right after they see the doctors or whatever. and we'll kind of discuss, man. So what can we do? Is there anything that we can do to help our situation, or is this a situation that we have to, just kind of sit there? And one of the responses, man, that kind of hit me was someone actually told me, they was like, well, man, the doctors are saying no, man, it's nothing we can do at this point. So I always say, man, that right there really just it sat with me. I don't want anyone to procrastinate, and I don't want us to wait, to get to that point to where now you can't you nothing else can be done. Like you have to basically sit around, you know, until whatever it is, man. It could be till your heart stops or till your leg falls off.
Yeah.
You don't
Sit
you
until
don't
it
want to
just gets
get to that
worse.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you're sitting in that
and
stew and it just makes it worse over time. Yep. It's like if you don't work out, man, and you continue not to work out, it's like a domino effect. You start eating bad. Next thing you know, you start eating bad 2 days a week. Next thing you know, you start working out. Next thing you know, you start smoking from stress. You know what I'm saying? It's a downward spiral. It can start
facts,
something to a worser end if you don't catch it. Yep,
facts.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah, you hit all the strong points, man. You really went in, man. I agree with everything you were saying. Um, yeah, just wanted, definitely to add in that severity of it. We got this 30-day challenge coming up.
That's
You definitely
facts.
want to capitalize on some of these opportunities, especially these free opportunities, just to kind of get out there, man, and make sure that you're putting your best foot forward.
Yes,
That, like I said, that really definitely sat with me, man. We don't want procrastination to be, that excuse. I hear it a lot of times, man. A lot of people tell me, and shouts out to everybody, man. Yeah, I
shout
know
out to
your
the
heart
boss,
is in it.
baby.
You
Let's
feel me?
go.
Your heart is in it, but I hear a lot of times, man, next week I'm gonna get, or the week after next. No, ain't no week after next. We came in the year talking about starting out 2023.
Let's go.
It's no need to for all this waiting. Let's go ahead and get it. Whatever it is, it could be your health. Maybe just whatever it is you want to start walking a little bit more. Don't procrastinate it. If
That's
you
it.
if you know you need it for your health, go ahead and start walking. So
That's word.
definitely, man.
That's word. And word is bond, man, because what you say to yourself, man, it matters. You know what I'm saying? You dig? And so if you're gonna make that commitment, make that commitment. You dig, and then keep going strong. And I like what you said too. Practice self-care, everybody. Please practice self-care. I think this helps out to eliminate this procrastination. Managing and mastering your own emotions and changing your mindset is very psychological, man. And that's really a big key to a mindset shift, is having that psychological and emotional management and that mastery over your own emotions to know, okay, if you procrastinate, you ain't feeling a certain way. Let's manage that. Now you can become more powerful because now you recognize what it is that your body's doing. You can now feel more confident. You can feel less fearful, and then you can procrastinate less. Just develop a lot of self-care habits. You know what I'm saying? And it has an effect on your well-being. Like, even if you're sitting in a chair, sitting up straight, shoulders back, that gives you that confidence already. Just that it puts you in a sharp mental mind state. You know what I'm saying? And when you're talking, be very expressive. But I'm telling you these things, even though it's off topic, these things develop healthy habits. These things create more healthy standards about yourself, so you're not slouching over, looking all tired. These things make a different change in your body versus being upright, being physically active. That's proven alone to reduce depression and anxiety. So next time you feel that procrastination coming along, you dig, just go out and walk. Just go for a walk. Practice yoga. You know what I'm saying? Do some mindful meditation to combat these feelings of, well, I'm so busy, so cluttered. A lot of times you're really not cluttered. It's just your mind is cluttered. You really ain't that busy. Your mind thinks you're just this busy because you're thinking about all these tasks you have to do today, and you're being fearful about the future that hadn't even happened yet. So it makes you do different things and it gets you off track. And that's where procrastination, I think, comes into play, and it gets more strong. You dig? And so eliminating a lot of these factors is to do proactive things. You dig? This is where self-care comes in. When you notice you're feeling yourself a little anxious, go out and get some sunlight. Just go out for a walk. Just go outside, go to your car, close your eyes, don't think about nothing. Just meditate and be mindful about what it is that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? These are self-care things. This is going to stop you and get you out of that procrastination stage, man. This is another form of being proactive. I love my self-care, bro. I'll be honest. I love
That's
my
real.
self-care to the top.
That's real. And you mentioned something that I like too, man. You spoke about the habits. You spoke about the habits. I feel like there's been phases in my life where I procrastinated, from certain things, or maybe, held back, or been in that pre-contemplation phase a little bit longer than I should have been, but that's all a habit. I like what you said there. And that's all things. So we're just, what you want to do, I recommend just kind of replacing. That's how I overcame some of those
Yep.
habits, was just replacing it with better habits.
There you go.
Learning that you don't have to put everything off, man. I know somebody, man. Shouts out to them. I feel like this episode for me, it was a close family member to me. Every time, every year around January, February, I hear, man, hey, next week, what's the procrastination about?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And like I said, I think it's a habit, man. Sometimes, and sometimes identifying the fact that we have that habit, it may help us seek some solutions. So definitely, man, if procrastination is identify that and make sure that you don't over procrastinate. Like I said, man, I'm gonna keep mentioning the severity of it, the severity of that procrastination. I don't want to. I don't wish that on anybody. When you procrastinate, yeah, I'm gonna do it next week, and I'm gonna do it next week, and then you get to the doctor that following week, and the doctor's telling you, man, if you would have had done it, back then, that the 3 weeks ago, we would have been out.
Oh
We would have been in a better scenario. But now,
man.
you held it off, and now we need this. You need this medication. You need that medication. You're holding on to your last breath.
Come
We
on.
may You may get 6 months to live. When all of, and you mentioned too that proactive. Being proactive. Taking those steps, not procrastinating, pushing things off. So
Yo, that's the biggest thing, man. You touched on something that's deeply rooted, man. Y'all, being present will eliminate a lot of procrastination, man. Just knowing what is going on. Some
right,
people say, "Oh, like I'm gonna give you a perfect man." Showtime gave y'all a perfect example. Man, I'm gonna get to it next week. Whoop de whoop. Next week, get here. Turn the next month. Before you even know it, you at the doctor saying, "Man, you ain't been doing that." You know what I'm saying? And then you get bad news you wasn't even expecting to hear. And a lot of that is deeply rooted because you probably procrastinate because you probably got a lot going on that you're not even really being honest about. You ain't even trying to tackle that. You know what I'm saying? People got stuff going on that they pushing off that they need to really handle. You dig what I'm saying? They're just afraid to face their own fear and afraid to be honest about what's going on in their lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I like checking in with people, man. I called one of my boys P today, man. And shout out to P. Didn't even realize I was calling. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, I'm just calling to check in with you. You know what I'm saying? See what's going on, and he appreciated it. You know what I'm saying? Because I think it's more so about, just doing just a check-in with ourselves. How are we doing for real? Just doing a mental check, just having a mental check within our own self to see, are we thinking about this from, you know, an emotional side, or are we thinking about this from a clear mind state? We can make better decisions when we have that clear mind state. But it comes from honestly making these good habits to keep us in a higher state of consciousness so we are able to make the better decisions anyway. You dig? And there won't be no procrastination. It wouldn't, because you'll have everything clear. You already know what you got to do today. You'll write it down. You'll check it off the list. And you're like, man, I'm good. Now you can add more to the list. Well, I got to do fitness. I get off at 4 o'clock. I got what? I go to bed at 10 o'clock. That's 6 more hours. What can I do in 6 hours? Well, I can go to work out. I can cook. So I can talk to whoever, you feel me, and just knock it off the list. And whatever you need to do that's not as urgent, you write up for the next day. You start checking that list off. That's eliminating procrastination. You get into the bag. You get into exactly what it is that you're trying to do. Being intentional. Being intentional about everything, man. Because you, like I said, you don't want to get that bad news. You don't want that. You know what I'm saying? The only person that can stop that is you.
yeah.
Real talk.
Uh, and did you mention anything else then, man? I just wanted to make sure that we highlighted some of the things that makes people, some of the factors that makes people want to procrastinate. So I know we mentioned a habit. Did you? I think you did. You mention? Did you cover fear? Maybe.
Yeah,
Fear?
I pretty much I don't think I used the word fear a couple of times, you know what I'm saying? Like just determining what's the source of your procrastination. And a lot of it comes from stress, fear, you know, because they living in this fear and it's creating anxiety. You know what I'm saying? So you got to determine where it's coming from. You know, and I was telling them to get a piece of paper out and write down what's making you procrastinate. You know what I'm saying? What is it that you're afraid of? You know, and so some of the things can be very tangible. Like it could be raining outside. You know what I'm saying? That's something that's, or what can happen is you could get hurt if you go work out. So that may make you procrastinate. Or you don't know what to do when you get to the gym. So that could make you procrastinate. You know what
Gotcha.
I'm saying? It could be something intangible, something like I don't know, you know, it could stress you out because you don't know what to do. Now you have this intangible thought going on because you're just fearful about what you don't know. And so a lot of that is writing down what it is and coming up with a solution. You know, if you're always in a constant state of trying to figure out a solution. So like if you're going to the gym, let's say if you're working out, let's say if you hit a bench press and you're not able to get up the weight as heavy as you could, let's say you hit 225 pounds for like 5 reps when you normally get it for 10. Well, what's the solution to that? All right, well, instead of doing maybe 5 sets of 5, let me do about 8 sets of 10, but lighten the weight up. So it's a constant state of keeping up a solution. So you're not procrastinating. You're always getting to the next solution. So you're always constantly doing something. So you're not procrastinating. You're getting to your goal no matter what. You dig? And that's going to eliminate that fear. Because the excuses, to me, excuses really come from fear. It's a defense mechanism to avoid facing your issues. That's why you're making an excuse in the first place. It's easy to push everything to the side and procrastinate when you have an excuse. Oh, I can't go to the gym. I ain't got enough time. I know you heard that before.
Yeah, for sure.
I ain't got enough time. That's an excuse. So because you're living in fear. You dig what I'm saying? You ain't got enough time. Well, you ain't trying to make no time. But they don't want to face that. You know, they don't want to like solve that. They don't want to make that change. You know, so I was just kind of going over that, you know, as well. And hey, I would love to hear your take too. Maybe you got a different perspective on it as well.
I was gonna say no, man. That sound good, man. That sound like we gave him everything. We gave him exercises. I love the pen and the paper, man. I love it. Just kind of
Oh,
writing down some things.
I
I
still
love
do
it, man.
it.
Some practical situations. And I was thinking as we sit here and talk, I think those are the two biggest thing I could think of, man, to contributing factors that'll drive you to procrastination. And then we also mentioned some good things, some good ways to identify if you're procrastinating and overcome some of that procrastinating. So, you want to dive in, man. If you do some soul searching, are you developing a habit of maybe pushing things off? Are you maybe scared of something? Are you maybe scared that, for whatever reason, I'm
Yep.
not sure why. For me, I'm having fun with it because I always think of the same family member, man, around the same time every year,
Same
and I don't
stuff.
see him, and it hurts, But honest, I'm a really honest person, and I'll let you know. How others look at you, man. Others stop, they stop depending on you when you're one of those people that they know you're gonna procrastinate on things. They know you're gonna, just really put it off, and they know you're not
Mhm.
really serious. Others around you, I know me personally, I really those are the people that I'm like, I probably gotta, I can't really do much with. Brothers like yourself, like, Kobe and I see, that initiative. He takes that initiative, doesn't really procrastinate, push things off. If he says it, he normally commits to it, and just speaking from an external perspective, that's somebody you want to be around. So I definitely, this episode was definitely supposed to be, just something I know, we spoke about something on my heart, man. Just definitely just, identifying if we procrastinate, myself and myself included, some things I could look at, make sure that I'm not building any habits of procrastination, and I'm not scared of anything. Make sure I'm not moving in fear, so I love it, man. Them exercises, we gave some exercises,
Real talk.
and definitely do that soul searching.
Yeah, man, that's real, man. And if y'all have any comments and questions, man, look, put them in the comment section, y'all. You dig? That's we really out here for y'all, man, and we want to make sure we give it to the people. So always chime in with the just be in the conversation with us too. You know what I'm saying? We like interaction. I want to get y'all's take on it because, we're here to help the people out. You did. We do this every week. You know what I'm saying? We love to hear y'all's perspective. Of course, we have guests that come on too. You feel me? So they always giving their perspective. So we always like to hear from the people, man, and just, want to see exactly where y'all coming from. And if there's any questions that maybe we can even help y'all with, along the way, we're here to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I know if I ain't got the answer, man, we can get the people that can give you the answers.
Oh yeah.
That's definitely something that's not out of the tape. You know what I'm saying? And just making sure we're giving y'all the good game. I think this was a really good one. Another solution too I gave a little earlier was just to turn your shoulds into musts. We procrastinate, man, and you hear a lot of times like, "Oh, I know I should do this. Oh, I know I should do that." Well, and then you don't do it. Turn that shit into a must. You must do it. That takes out everything else. Nothing matters. You have to do it. Now you must do it. It's that shift in that mindset. You know what I'm saying? And just developing. And actually, I see this a lot in you. If they can adopt a growth mindset, that gives people a little bit more than just their abilities, because they're always willing to grow. They're always willing to learn more about themselves. That's going above and beyond what you currently do. You dig what I'm saying? And then what it does, it makes you flexible. It's kind of like time. Time is flexible. We can say we don't have time, but we really do have time. You can finagle things to make it work for you. That's called being flexible. And that is a growth mindset, because now you realize, okay, this is an opportunity to get better. Let me finagle some stuff so I can understand that this is now an asset to my life. This is where the should turns into a must. This is an asset to your life. So you don't want to go 80 years old and you ain't never really get to the bag because you wasn't necessarily as fit as you could be, where you could open up an opportunity to now be in a better position, have a better mind state, have a less stressful lifestyle. You can even save your own life. You dig what I'm saying? Some people may not even make it to 80. They would probably like to make it to that, but if they're not making that correct mindset and having that growth mindset, you dig, like Showtime said, you just don't want to get that bad news from the doctor saying, well, you probably work out more, you got these things going on. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and attack them now before a problem is. It's kind of like a car. Don't wait till a problem happens to take your car to the shop. You want to continuously take your car to the shop to make sure that you don't have anything crazy. Catch it early. You feel me? So you don't have anything big happen later. You dig? And so that's mostly what it was, And then I think we talked about self-care as well. You know what I'm saying? And just pretty much bringing your procrastinations to the light, and having a growth mindset and a continuous solution mindset to attack the procrastination so it doesn't come in and take over your life.
Perfect, man. That's perfect. That's perfect. That's perfect. I love your analogy, man. That's it. I'm gonna end with that, man. I love your analogy with the car. That's one of the things I want to work on too, man. I said this episode as if it's not just we share information, but we also receive some. So man,
Yeah.
definitely, man. It's some issues I got to tighten up on my own Ford Fusion, man. I don't want to procrastinate before,
Yeah.
exactly like I said. I have to, I'm stuck and I got to buy a whole new car. So
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, it
procrastinate.
happened to me too, man.
You
Like,
hear
hey, I
me?
got a truck, man, that messed around during how to get a new motor in that thing, bro. I'm like,
Oh man,
dang, man.
see,
Yeah,
so
but like you said, it happens, So now you know better. Now we do better. You dig what I'm
let's get it.
saying? Hey,
Let's get
and
it.
by the way, man, just in case y'all know, hey, Showtime, man, this man details cars, man. He makes sure he can get everybody straight. You dig what I'm saying? You come out, you want to have a fresh car. Nah, don't take it to Auto Bill. Take it to your brother right here. You
Oh
dig
yeah.
what I'm saying? He'll get you right. You feel me? So, man, make sure y'all tap in, man. We do way more skills than we just doing the fitness thing, man. Listen, hey, I built this PC. You dig what I'm saying? So, listen, we're tech guys, man. We come in, we bringing the game to y'all. You feel me? And this the streams are working perfect. I
Good.
haven't lagged yet. You know what I'm saying? And that's it's a benefit. You feel me? So hey, make sure we make sure y'all tap in with us, man. We do way more than just fitness. You feel me? But this is about fun. It's about fitness, inspiration. We're here for y'all. We're inspiring y'all to live a better life. To feel good, you do good, and give you more time to do better things to make sure that you're an asset. We're all assets. Showtime is an asset. I'm an asset, and the people that we helping, y'all are assets. So we can give y'all this game that y'all can now incorporate in y'all lives. Now y'all can take that and then y'all can make y'all lives better for your family, for your friends, and for yourself too. You dig? And then everybody knows that once you start getting better, they start coming to you for questions. And now that's how you become an asset. You feel me? But yeah, we can definitely end it off right there, man. I appreciate y'all for stopping by. I appreciate you, Showtime, always giving the great game, man. We appreciate you, brother. Keep grinding. You feel me? We always gonna be here, man. We still recording. 30-day challenge is coming up. Y'all stay tuned. You feel me? We still recording this thing. We gonna keep rocking. When we face with an obstacle, fellas and ladies, what we do?
Rise, baby.
Hey.
Peace.